What if you could generate a stunning, high-quality AI image in like a single thought? Seriously. Today, we are diving into a paper that completely shatters the speed limit for AI generation. It takes this slow, step-by-step process and turns it into an instantaneous flash of creativity.
So, let's be real. Have you ever typed the perfect prompt into an image generator, hit enter, and then just sat there? You're watching this blurry mess slowly, painstakingly turn into something recognizable. It's kind of magical, sure, but it's slow magic. And I've always wondered, does it really have to be this way?
Well, it turns out there's a good reason for the wait. Most of the really powerful models we use, like the popular diffusion models, work by taking a canvas of pure random noise and just refining it over and over and over again. We're talking hundreds of tiny steps to get to that final picture, and every single one of those steps takes time.
But then, while I was digging through some new research, I found this idea that just clicked. It was a total aha moment. What if all of that painstaking, step-by-step work didn't have to happen right when you hit the generate button? What if we could get those amazing state-of-the-art images, but get them instantly, in just one single shot?
And that brings us to this really cool paper called Generative Modeling via Drifting. Instead of refining an image when you ask for it, this method flips the entire script. It's a completely different way of thinking about the problem. Okay, wait, let's back up for just a second, because to really get this, we need to talk about this core idea called a push-forward. The best way to think about it is like this. You start with a simple lump of digital clay, right? Just random noise. The AI model is the sculptor, and the push-forward is the one single, perfect move it learns to instantly shape that clay into a masterpiece, your final image.
And this right here, this is the absolute game changer. Traditional models do all that sculpting, that evolution from noise to image at what's called inference time. That's when you actually ask for the image. Drifting models do all of that heavy lifting during training time. The whole evolution happens behind the scenes, before you ever type a single word. So when you finally do ask for an image, the model already knows the one perfect transformation to get you there in a flash. And you can literally see it happening on this slide. See the orange shape? That's all the images the model is making at that moment. The blue shape is the goal, the real images it's trying to copy. As the model trains, you can watch the orange cloud literally drift until it lines up perfectly with the blue one. And check out the graph at the bottom. As they get closer, the error or loss just plummets to 0. So, you're probably asking, okay, that's really cool, but how does it know where to drift, right? What's the secret sauce that's guiding this whole process during training? Let's get into the mechanics.
The engine driving all this is something the paper calls a drifting field. Honestly, you can think of it like a dynamic force field. For every single fake image the model generates, this field calculates a direction and a force, telling that image exactly where it needs to move to become more like a real one. And the coolest part, when the fake images are a perfect match for the real ones, the field just vanishes. The forces balance out, and the model knows its job is done.
And this image just illustrates it perfectly. Look at that black dot. That's one of our generated images. It's being pulled in by all the real images, the blue dots. But at the exact same time, it's being pushed away by all the other fake images, the orange dots. That final movement, that big arrow, is the result of this constant push and pull. It's like a cosmic tug-of-war.
So this whole complicated dance really just boils down to two simple forces. First, there's attraction. The fake images are always being pulled toward the real data. But to stop them all from just clumping together into one big average blob, there's a second force, repulsion. The model pushes its own creations away from each other to make sure there's variety. It's that beautiful tension between these two forces that creates the magic.
And believe me, that balance is everything. It is absolutely critical. The paper even talks about running these destructive tests where they mess with the balance, making one force stronger than the other. And the results? Total failure. The model just completely breaks down. If that attraction and repulsion aren't perfectly balanced, the whole thing falls apart.
Okay, so theory is great and all, but actually seeing it work is so much better. The paper has some amazing visualizations that let us watch this drifting process happen, and it really makes the whole concept click.
I absolutely love this one. It's like a time-lapse of an AI learning. On the left, you start with just a random mess of dots. Total chaos. But as the training goes on, you can see that drifting field just pulling and pushing everything into place until, bam, a perfect checkerboard pattern that matches the target. It's literally learning order from chaos.
And here's another great example just to really drive it home. The goal is that perfect spiral.
The model starts with this fuzzy cloud, but as it learns, you can just watch those points get sucked in, swirling and drifting into that final, beautiful spiral. This is that training time evolution we were talking about, and you can see it with your own eyes.
All right, so the simple examples look incredible. But how does this actually perform in the real world, on a huge, messy dataset like ImageNet? And, what's the catch? Let's look at the numbers and the honest-to-goodness limitations. And this is where things get really, really exciting. This table compares the drifting model to other top-tier single-step generators. That NFE column just means number of function evaluations, basically how many steps it takes. They're all one, so they're all instant. The number you want to watch is FID, which measures image quality, and lower is better. And look right there at the bottom. The drifting model gets the lowest score. It's a new record. Let's just put that number on the screen by itself for a second. 1.54. At the time this paper came out, that was a new state-of-the-art for any one-step generative model, period. This thing isn't just a clever idea, it actually delivers best-in-class results, beating models that take way, way longer.
Okay, but we have to be real about the limitations. And the authors are super upfront about this, which I really appreciate. The whole system kind of hinges on having a really good feature encoder. That's a fancy term for a pre-trained model that can look at two images and tell how similar they are. And that makes total sense, right? To create those attraction and repulsion forces, the model has to have a really good sense of what alike even means. Without that, it's kind of lost.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground. So, to wrap it all up, if you only remember 3 things from this whole deep dive, make it these 3.
First, the huge idea here is to do all the hard work during training, not when the user is waiting. The evolution happens behind the scenes. Second, it works using this elegant push and pull system, an attraction towards real data and a repulsion from other fake data. And third, the result is a model that's not just instant, it's also state-of-the-art, setting new records for quality in a single step.
This whole thing just leaves me with one giant question. This approach took a slow, multi-step process for making images and made it instantaneous. So what else could we apply this to? Instant video generation? Instant 3D models? What other complex creative processes are out there just waiting for their one-step revolution? This video is generated with Google's Notebook LM based on cited resources and for reference only. Take this further. I'm genuinely excited to see what you discover. Comment topics you'd like covered, leave a rating, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Until next time.